It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Rhys Wicks with 2 on your RFM Hunter News. A number of inconsistent decisions on the amount to be paid out to Hunter councils in developer levies is putting ratepayers millions of dollars out of pocket and prompted calls for a look into the state planning department. In Newcastle, each development is meant to attract a 1% levy money which pays for parks, footpaths and roads. Greens councillor Michael Osborne says council is missing out on a considerable amount.
Council's missing out on millions of dollars in development contributions from major projects and state significant development because the Department of Planning doesn't have a policy and isn't applying conditions with any consistency.
The search continues for a 55-year-old Michael Fowler who went missing from Williamtown last week. The dog squad, Pole Air helicopter and SES volunteers failed to find any trace of him yesterday after family discovered his caravan open, with wallet and personal items still inside. Mr. Fowler was last seen near the McDonald's on Nelsons Bay Road last Friday wearing a khaki military-style jacket and dark trousers. He's described as Caucasian in appearance, around 165 centimetres tall, with light brown hair and hazel eyes. Rural property owners in Lake Macquarie might soon be able to clear excess vegetation be burning if the proposal is accepted. Concerns have, however, been raised over possible air pollution from large amounts of smoke, which can also lead to health problems in the area. Lake Macquarie Sustainability Manager Elise Howe says there has been a large amount of community involvement in the proposal.
The policy has been prepared in response to community inquiries and councillor inquiries in relation to options for larger lots, and particularly following the bushfires that we experienced last summer, we have provided an opportunity for larger rural lots to potentially have an alternative option for disposal of their vegetation material on their lots.
Fullerton Cove residents have been left without an answer after local governments have reached out to buy back petroleum exploration licences from AJ Lucas. The buyback scheme has been called for due to coal seam gas being too risky for the area, which includes Newcastle and Lismore. President of the Fullerton Cove Residents Action Group, Lindsay Clout, says a buyback is the last option.
We haven't had a lot of response and has led us down the road that the government's taking and offering a buyback on the exploration licences. We see that as the complete solution. The buyback of the licence protect Newcastle overall, which is very, very important.
Investigations are continuing into a man who approached 2 teenage girls in Newcastle West earlier this week. The 2 girls, both aged 13, were walking along Steele Street before being called out by a man before they ran to safety in a nearby shopping centre. Sonia Roberts from police headquarters says the man's behaviour was suspicious.
A white van has driven past the teenagers with the male driver reportedly calling out to them. The van's turned into Parry Street and parked on the side of the road. Police appeal to anyone with information on the van driver's identity or whereabouts to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Winter bathers should be aware Newcastle Ocean Baths will be closed for 3 weeks from July 13 to July 31. The annual sand removal process will now begin as recent high seas and winter storms have dumped large amounts of excess sand into the baths. Those still looking for somewhere to swim are encouraged to head over to Merriweather Ocean Baths in the meantime. Port Stephens Council has today hosted the annual launch of the Lower Hunter Urban Design Awards, which recognise outstanding design in building and landscape. The prestigious award will this year celebrate its 40th anniversary, with overall winners being announced in September. Port Stephens councillor Paul Lamotte says the award is not limited to just businesses.
It's open to pretty much anybody that might design something, so that could be a council itself, might design a civic building or a civic area or even a sporting field for that matter. Sporting field might be eligible for an award because it's made great use of recycled water and gardens around the outside. Individuals can, architects, town planners, anybody that designs something can enter into one of the categories.
In finance, the All Ords is down 65 points at 54.98. and $1 Australian is buying 74.22 US cents.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor Warners Bay Sports Club.
Newcastle Knights star Sione Matautia insists he's battle-ready ahead of Friday's showdown against Canberra after a week in training with the New South Wales Origin side. The 19-year-old looks set to join Jared Mullen, Jeremy Smith, Tyrone Roberts and David Fowler in the starting side as the four make their way back from injury. Matatia says he's focusing on consistency.
As the season goes on, hopefully I can become more stronger on the left side or the right side, whatever position I'm playing, and if the teams come our way, we'll do our best to fix it.
Meanwhile, it's believed the Knights are already planning to add another front rower to their ranks, just days after penning a lucrative $1.8 million deal with Blues halfback Trent Hodkinson for 3 years. It's as the club claims it can't afford to retain incumbent players and bring in new blood. And the Maitland Football Club has begun rallying behind captain Matt Stonham as the goalkeeper awaits test results on the cause of a seizure during Sunday's match against Broadmeadow. That's sport. I'm Belinda Delas Harris.
2 in your FM news time is 1:05.